Chair recognizes the chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, Chairman Willard, for an invite resolution.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. How you doing?
Kindly. You're doing fine.
Hey, Vernon. How you doing? Good to see you.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. I want to tell the members of our House some background information. Several years back, you may remember if you were serving here, we had some major legislation dealing with elderly abuse and trying to strengthen the laws of Georgia address this point. We had House Bill 78 one year, then House Bill 79 the next year. One of the things that we did also is appropriate some funds for 8, I believe it is, additional GBI agents for the purpose of not only enforcing these laws, but also going around the state doing training to help the local law enforcement agencies, police, fire, and otherwise recognize the problems and do more of enforcement in this area. I will have our fine director speak to us in a minute, but he was telling me earlier that since these bills were passed, ladies and gentlemen, since these bills were passed, enforcement and arrest of individuals abusing elderly individuals in our state has gone up over 200%. And so it is making great work of that. I want to recognize today not only Vernon Keenan, who is our director of the GBI, but we have with us the Eaton Police Chief, Kent Lawrence, Gwinnett County Police Detective Justin Van Bethen, Houston County Chief Assistant District Attorney Erica Williams, and Cobb County Senior Assistant District Attorney Jason Marbut. And we're pleased to bring these individuals because of the extraordinary work they've done in the area of the enforcement of this important area of legislation. Director Keenan, would you like to address the House for a moment?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I very much want to thank this body for the laws which you have enacted that are some of the toughest in the United States that relate to the protection of at-risk adults. That's the elderly and disabled adults. We have some of the strictest laws in the nation, and we have been training law enforcement and prosecutors across Georgia on how to use these laws. And these men and women that are up here today are heroes because they have actively pursued despicable persons who abuse the elderly and disabled adults. They put those laws to use, and they're very valuable to us. I routinely get calls from my counterparts in other states asking, how did Georgia get on the forefront of protecting its elderly and disabled adults? And I tell them, number one, you start with a legislative body that is no nonsense and establishes laws which are very strict and give us the tools to protect at-risk adults. So thank you very much for what you have done, and thank you for honoring these men and women who work the streets. They prosecute in the courtrooms, and they rescue the adults that are being abused. Thank you.